I recommend heavily against using Chrome, but unfortunately over there in Chrome, I'm having a bit of difficulty. Not on Chrome, but on Firefox, I'm having difficulty actually getting it to share my audio, and so I have that problem going on. But I just found this article in particular, which is great, which is the PS5 Kernel exploits WebKit version update 4.51 firmware support added, stability significantly increased. Um, with some contributors some folks on the PS5 R&D server, Spectre Dig's implementation of the PS5 kernel exploit via the WebKit entry point has received significant improvements today, in particular with the 4.51 support and significantly improved stability of the exploit. The kernel exploit stability has been significantly improved, which means that Znulpointer told me the freaking truth, and that this was just right around the corner. When we see the first report on the kernel exploit, Spectre Dev mentioned a 30% success rate, meaning that you'd have to retry the exploit multiple times before getting it to succeed. At the time, lots of people reported having to run the exploit 10 times or more to get it to work. Yesterday, Spectre Dev committed several changes to the code base. A large chunk of it seemingly came from Shendo Chap, with the goal of improving stability. The effects are apparently massive, with testers on the Discord server reported that the exploit runs almost always correctly, and Spectre Dev saying it's probably 3 to 4 times more stable than the initial release in his own test. So this is not your typical I tried something and it might help in some rare occurrences, but a more massive boost to the exploit stability. And it turns into a works pretty much all the time exploit, but there's more. The kernel exploit now supports firmware 4.51. Driz, Alar, and Vaclavis have added code to the exploit as well. Drizzalo has brought the 4.51 supports to this exploit, and at this point, it's fairly confidently assumed this is the highest firmware that this exploit can support. Valinquist has added the quality of life update that will load the user's manual correctly, independently of your console's language. Prior to that, if your console's language was an EON US, you had to manually alter a few files in the exploit to get it to load properly. You can download and run on the GitHub page, and I don't know that I have very much difficulty putting this link in the underbar here. I would recommend subscribing to their RSS feed in particular. You know, um, Again, the application that I use myself when it comes to RSS is FeedBro, which is this thing. I know that, RSS is so old now that multiple technologies can support it, so you don't have to use FeedBro if you don't want to. Your local implementation. In fact, FeedBro isn't even one of the most popular ones. It's just the one that I personally use in particular. So yeah, we got that bit of news uh, from Wololo.net in particular, but it appears that the information that I got from Znulpointer was completely fair and accurate. So that's just all that I wanted to say.